¿Estás bien, Nikki? ¿Estás bien, Nikki? All right. Move away here. Hola, Heaven. ¿Cómo estás? Heaven, are you going to go to Shine today? I forget. Are you 8th grade or high school? High school Shine is today. Yeah. Are you going to Shine today? Because it's what, 10 o'clock for you guys there? So Shine starts at 11. Oh, but no, but not going to make it. So based on my family tree up here behind me, ¿cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? What's that asking? Do you need help with that? Hola, Camora. Buenos días, Carlin. Clase based on our family tree, right? El árbol genealógico. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? That's okay. Our class starts at 10, so you're all right. ¿Qué piensas? Put your answers in the chat, or you can try to unmute, clase. What's the question asking? ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? What's the question asking? Can y'all see my background? What's a primo? Do we remember that from our family vocabulary? ¿Qué es un primo? A male cousin. Muy bien. So if you can see my background, hover over your Zoom down under your screen there, and it'll come up big. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? Yeah. Yep. And there's actually two answers. Anyone else? Sí, perfecto. ¿Cómo se llama? Anybody else? ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? Yep. So high school has Shine today. Um, so everybody else should be joining us in class, right? And anybody who's not going to Shine, the eighth grade should be joining us here. So I'm just going to give, it's not even 9 yet or 10 yet. So I'm just going to, that's it. Carlin, muy bien. Give everybody a little time here. Hola, Melissa. Hola, Carolina. How are you today? Yeah, you guys get to do Shine on Friday, huh? They have some fun things planned. I hope you can make it. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? So based on our family tree de la familia Madrigal, ¿cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? Buenos días, Elizabeth. Hola, Ley. Priscilla, ¿cómo estás? ¿Qué tal? Okay, put your answers in the chat, por favor. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? What are we asking? We need to know that too, right? Very good, Melissa. Hola, James. James, you have your camera? Lay, you have your camera, por favor? So based on our family tree, right? El árbol genealógico, our family tree. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? Do we know what it's asking? Very good. That's exactly right. So based on the family tree, what could our answer be? Hello, Melanie. So what's the name of Mirabel's cousin, right? Or what is the name of the cousin of Mirabel? Because remember in Spanish, we have to use that de. Remember we practiced that on Monday? There is no apostrophe S in Spanish. We have to replace apostrophe S with the word de and then change our word order around, right? Like we have up here. So, buenos días, Oriana. Oh, Melanie. Okay. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? So based on the family tree, pop your answers in the chat. ¿Cómo se llama? Melanie, also I sent that request to unlock those things. So I don't know if that's been done. I didn't hear. And so sometime today, maybe you want to check and make sure you can get in, see if they're unlocked. Okay, let me know. Okay, clase. So who can tell me? Elizabeth can, I know. ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel? So what is this asking? Who can tell me? I'd really love it if you guys would unmute. What is this asking above my head here? ¿Cómo se llama? What is that? What is it asking? Speak to me so I'm not left here waiting. Yes. So what is the name of the cousin of Mirabel. Now, is it the male cousin or the female cousin? Primo, el primo. Is that the male cousin or the female? Male. All right. So if this is Mirabel, well, let me get my sides here. I'm operating backward, way over here in the corner, on the other corner, right, you guys? Because I'm standing cockeyed. On this side, Mirabel, okay, on your far right. And so who would her male cousins be? There's actually two possible answers. Sí, muy bien. Hola, Stacy. Who can tell me who are her male cousins? Can y'all see my Zoom, my background? Hover over your Zoom, you know, under along your computer, and it should pop up as a large screen. Yep. Very good. Good morning. Muy bien. James, what are her cousins' names? We've already established that the question says, what is the name of the cousin of Mirabel, right? We have Antonio, and what's the other one? What's the other possibility? There's another cousin. Anybody? Stacy, Elizabeth? You already answered me, I think. Yep, good, Stacy. Camilo. Sí, perfecto, clases. So, los primos de Mirabel son Antonio y Camilo. Los primos de Mirabel se llaman, their names are, right? Antonio y Camilo. Sí, perfecto. Muy bien, clase. Muy bien. Okay, so what are we going to do today? Well, since some of us are at Shine, which is a lovely thing, which is a great thing, we are going to have sort of an easy day today. Okay, and I have a quick question for you. Can y'all see my screen behind me, Glasen? Can y'all see my screen behind me? Do you think, or rather, do you speak differently when you're talking to your friend or family than when you're talking to an older person or somebody you don't know? See, how is it different? How do you speak? What's in English, right? What's different about how we talk to somebody we know, like our friend or family member, versus an older person or somebody we don't know very well? What's different about? Do we use different words? Do we use different tone? Okay. Okay, muy bien. You guys are telling me that yes, you have to be more formal with people you don't know, or more polite. Very good. Okay. And with people that we know, like our friends and family, we're more casual. Okay, perfect. So with people that we know, we can be more casual. We can be more informal. Maybe, you know, we can use some slang, right? Stuff like that. But if we're talking to people who are older than us, or people that we don't know very well, that's not in our family, for example, we tend to be more formal in how we speak. Maybe not so much slang. Okay. But in English, I'm gonna kind of, what's the word, impress you. In English, do we use different words when we're talking to people we don't know? What do you think? Is it more about the tone of voice that we use, right, than the actual words being different? What do you say? What do you think? How do you, what's different? How can we describe that in English? Is it, okay, some of you are telling me it's more about tone, okay, and not using slang, okay. Tone, all right. Anybody else? Okay. You try to be more clear, like just kind of more, yep. Okay. Anyone else? Maybe. Okay, smile more, body language. Okay, all right, muy bien. Muy bien. Very good. So you're right. So in English, other than saying Miss or Mrs. or Mr. or Sir or ma'am, right? We don't really have words that are specifically used for someone that is older than us or someone that is, that we need to be more formal with, right? We don't really have specific words for that. Like I say, other than Mr. or Miss or, whatever. In Spanish, we do. And some countries like Spain and Argentina, right, and other countries, but primarily Spain and Argentina, they do expect very much, like, the lines are drawn. What is formal? What is informal? So we're going to learn, you guys, about that type of speech. Like, when do we use formal and when do we use informal? Okay, for Spanish, because you don't want to go to another country, or you don't want to talk to somebody from another country and be like offensive. You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to make sure that we don't offend anyone. Okay. All right. So today, since we're missing, some kid, hang on one second. Miss Martin is sending me a message. Let's see. Okay. All right. We're going to kind of have an easy peasy day because I don't want to, do a whole lesson and then have the class be gone. Okay. So, the first thing that I want to remind us about, and I'm going to share my screen with you here real quick. Give me a second. Is this. Bueno. Okay. So remember, you guys, we did all of this like on Monday, right? We went through each one of these and we decided if we were talking to someone, if we were talking about someone, et cetera, et cetera. Okay. Based on this image, can you find me an image? And you can just tell me in chat by number. You can see that they're numbered. Which image would we be expected to use a more formal word or a more formal tone? Okay, good job, you guys. Everybody understand my question? Give me the number. Good, Heaven. The number, right, based on these images, which one do you think would a more formal tone be used? So everybody's telling me number one, numero uno. Okay, because why did y'all pick numero uno? You can unmute, by the way, raise your hand, unmute, whatever. Why did we pick numero uno? Because she's older than him, right? He's like a young, maybe teenager, and maybe she's his teacher, the way she's dressed. Okay, maybe she's his teacher, right? And so she's obviously older. Now, some of you chose number 9 because you have that same older person in there, and that's fine, right? That's good. Okay. All right. Now find for me one where there's absolutely no question that you would use an informal tone. Like, there's no doubt, there's no question that you would use an informal tone of all of your options here. Okay. All right. Muy bien. So you guys are telling me number 7. Most of y'all are telling me number 7, and that's correct. Some of you said number 10, and that's correct, or 5. Muy bien. So number 7, número 7, would be, yes, absolutely no doubt. Because, why is that, you guys? Because, why did you pick 7? Yeah, because she's a kid, right? She's a child. Okay. And you know what? If we had one up here with a dog or a cat or a bird or a lizard or something, obviously, right, we would be informal with our mascota as well. Okay. All right. Now, Next question, again with these images. Okay, simple question. Which one, or ones, because there's more than one answer, are we talking about more than one person? Can you list the ones in which we are talking about more than one person? Okay, be careful. We're talking about more than one person. Take your time. About more than one person. Okay. Okay. We're talking about more than one person. Which ones are we talking about more than one person? Okay. So can I say, take a look at my screen? Talking about more than one person would be numero cuatro, number 4, right? Okay. Then we had numero ocho, talking about more than one person. And numero once, talking about more than one person. Okay. Yes. Good eye. Yeah. Some of you said 6. Yes. 6, right? Oh, that disappeared. 6, 11. Why is 6, you guys? Why are we why is this disappearing? Why is this disappearing? No, say it. I don't know why this is disappearing. All right. Anyway, 6. Why did we choose 6 as well? Yes, because here we're saying, we're talking about ourselves, right? We're saying we, right? We're talking about ourselves. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Muy bien. Good job, you guys. Good eye. Good eye. Okay. Bueno. All right. Let's do one more. In which case are we talking to more than one person? Are we talking to more than one person? Yeah. In which case are we talking to more than one person? Muy bien. Muy bien. Talking to more than one person? All right. So yes, if you're saying, that's okay. If you're saying number 9, numero nueve, you're absolutely correct, right? He's talking to more than one person. Now, who remembers from Monday in English, if we're talking to more than one person, what do we generally say? We know we're going to say you. If we're talking to somebody, we're going to say you, right? We're going to say, hey, you go to school or you go to the store. But if we're talking to more than one person, what do we say in English? Yeah, we say you all, or you guys, or all of you, or something like that. Absolutely. Okay. So in English, we got to like almost be specific because we only really have one word for you, right? And so, is it you like talking to one person or you talking to more than one person? So in English, we have to add stuff. We got to say you all or you guys or all of you or whatever. We're going to find out in Spanish that you don't have to do that. In Spanish, you have just one word for you all, or whatever. Okay. All right. Good job, you guys. Okay, let's switch gears real quick. I know we have a shorter class period today. And I want to just refresh your memory real fast. Okay. or if you were absent. Okay. So remember we talked about this use of the word they, and we took some notes. Some of us took notes, right? And just like in our first warm-up question today, where we said, ¿Cómo se llama el primo de Mirabel, right? Mirabel's cousin. What is the name of Mirabel's cousin, right? So in Spanish, we need to remember, you guys, that this word de means of or from, okay? And oops, it's not what I'm going to do. I'm going to do this. It means of or from, right? And that we do not have an apostrophe S in Spanish, right? So the de replaces that use. It shows ownership. It shows relationship, okay? So we said Bob's daughter becomes la hija de Bob, right? So we have relationship, la hija, de, and then Bob, okay? Andrea's cat, you all told me should be el gato de Andrea, right? So the relationship is the cat of Andrea. Maria's bird was el pájaro de Maria. And Bob's brother, el hermano de Bob. And then we can also use de to say from, like soy de Columbus, right? I'm from Columbus, right? So that's another option. We also, if you were absent on Monday, talked about what things look like when we change the spelling. So we talked about what is a conjugation, right? And what is an infinitive, because we're going to use those words a lot. So Bob goes to school. Bob goes to school, right? Goes versus Mark and Susie go. So these are examples of conjugations. Notice the spelling of the verb changes depending upon who is doing the action, right? Okay. So when we change the verb, when we change the spelling, that's called a conjugation. And if we leave it in the original form, it's called the infinitive. So in other words, we wouldn't say Bob to go to school. So to go in English would be our infinitive, right? Right? To go would be our infinitive. It's the original form. So in English, anytime you have a to go, to eat, to run, to talk, to hear, to sit, or whatever, okay, to think. Anytime you see that word to attached to a verb or an action, that means it's the original form. We haven't changed it yet. Okay, right? Okay, so those are some of the things we talked about on Monday, again, if you were absent. Okay, and then we talked about replacing. So for example, Bob goes to school. Who goes to school? Bob does, or he goes to school. Mark and Susie go to school. Who goes to school? They go to school, right? So here's my quick question to you real quick. Oh, well, we did this one. Lucy and I go to school. Who goes to school? We go to school. Okay. Anytime, you guys, you include yourself, this is going to be our little cheat or our hack to help us remember. Anytime it's and me or and I, it's always going to be we, because I'm including myself. Okay. So that's a cheat or a hack. And you're going to hear me say that a bajillion times. Anytime it's Lucy and me or Bob and I or whatever it is, okay, it's going to be we. Anytime you see and I or and me, it's going to be replaced with we, right? You and Lucy go to school. You plural in English, right? Or you all or you guys go to school. Okay. All right. Any questions about anything that we talked about on Monday? And Monday, remember, you guys, we didn't have we didn't have canvas. Remember that? Canvas was down, or the whole nation was down, or whatever the heck, right, was going on. So give me 1 second, and I'm going to ask you to join me in just a minute. Come on, computer. Okay. I'm going to ask you to join me in Canvas. Can y'all meet me in Canvas? Let's see. Should be working fine for y'all. You didn't have any troubles yesterday, huh? Okay. Okay, I'm going to share my screen. So for the rest of the hour today, since we're missing, much of half of our class, let's take a look at what we've done with La Familia. Make sure that you have completed your family tree in Spanish. We also did an exercise to practice our vocabulary, los parientes, right? What's a mom, what's a dad, et cetera, et cetera. And that's actually due tomorrow. But here's one that I just put in that we were supposed to do on Monday, but we didn't have Canvas. So this is how we express our relationship with they. This is a writing practice for us, okay? So take a look at my screen. It says quiz. It's not a quiz, right? Let's see what it looks like. It says in Spanish, we use the structure, how you're related, plus de plus a person, to indicate relationship, like la mascota de Pedro or el hijo de Antonio. Complete the phrases below in Spanish using the preposition de. So remember, you guys, the word order is different. Marco's dogs, right, will become what? What would we type in here? Yes, you can use this is not a quiz, right? So you can use your vocabulary, right? The slides are in your module or whatever. You can use whatever resource you need. Okay, so yes, so dogs, los perros. But remember, you guys, that we're showing relationship. So what word here replaces the apostrophe S? De. Okay, so los perros de Marco, the dogs of Marco, right? That's how we have to say it in Spanish. That's what we've been practicing. Okay, you see up here in our highlights, we have models, examples for you to follow. Okay, so not only are we practicing the use of they here, but we're also practicing what is our vocab, right? Okay, so that's going to be question 1. And then our question 2, same deal, except it's more free. In other words, you have to come up with this yourself. So again, you have examples. So if we did number 1 together, look, I'm going to come down here in the little box. I'm going to put number 1. We have Sandra and hermano. So we want to say it's Sandra's brother. So how would I do it? Remember, we start with the relationship. Okay, look at our little formula if you're a math person. Okay, so what do I say? Okay, so hermano is masculine. So what do I do? Somebody help me. How do I say the brother of Sandra? How do I do it? Yes, Kimura. How do I say the brother of Sandra? I want to hear. Good, Heaven. Good, Marilisa. Very good, you guys. So, el hermano de Sandra. So that's going to be number 1. Okay. Then you'll click down and you'll do number 2. Everybody with me? See or no? See? So this helps us, again, sort of a writing practice. It helps us with our spelling. Okay. Make sure that you look at your vocab slides if you need help with the words and what they mean. Okay. And then, so let's work on that until the end of the hour. And that way I can help you. Okay. When you are done, please remember to submit. Okay. It's not a quiz, so feel free to use any notes, including me. All right. Okay. Preguntas. Any questions about what we're doing? All right. So by the time we get out of here today, everybody should have this turned in. And you could also be looking in the grade book and see what else you're missing. Okay. All right. Work time. If you want me to check your answers, I'll be more than happy to. You just need to speak up. Yes. Did you submit it already, Carlin? Did you submit it, or do you want me to look at it on Go Guardian? Okay. Okay, give me a second. Yes, los, always that masculine and plural. My computer's thinking, Carlin, give me a minute. Okay, you guys make sure when you're finished with this, if you want me to check it, I'll be more than happy to. Also, get into the grade book in Canvas and see what you're missing. Same module or same module. The vocab slides should be in this, just a couple of things up ahead, Maria Lisa. Yeah. Should say vocabulary slides. Do you see them? What number are you on, Kimura? Yes, Elizabeth, give me just a second and I will. What number are you looking at, Kimura? Okay, so question 2, number 2 for Mercedes, that one. Okay, so so the formula says you start with the relationship, right? So if it's parents, that's what you start with, right? It doesn't have anything to do with the fact that Mercedes is a girl. Yeah, except it'd be plural, right? If it's parents. So L becomes los. There you go. Okay. And then parents, right? Okay. Elizabeth. Let's see what you got going on. All right, Elizabeth, check the chat. Once again, you guys, when you're done with this, if you want me to check it, I'll be more than happy to. Um, and go to grades and make sure that you're caught up. Okay. Yep, Kimura. I will, Heaven. Absolutely. What number is that? Tomas? What number is that, Priscilla? Oh, that's on number 5. Yeah. So, yeah. Yes. Right. It would be the family of Tomas, Priscilla. Does that make sense? Yeah. Okay. Kimura. All right, Kimura, you want to check that out? Okay, make sure when you're done with this, you guys, that you go on over to Canvas gradebook and see what you're missing, okay? Because we have 5 minutes left. And you can work on something there. Haley, I'm gonna check the chat. Kevin, you want to check the chat? Por favor. Okay, anybody else have a question? Holler at me. I'd be more than happy to help. Yes, I think you have unlimited attempts. So yes, the answer to that. Usually on those practice things, there's no limit. Okay, you guys, make sure that you are checking your grades in Canvas and getting some things completed. We will have a quiz next week. You know, we haven't had our quiz yet because with Shine and not Canvas not working and everything, we're kind of off. So you could be, you want to make sure you have all your practices done, right? Yep. Okay, I see some of you still working on this. Let me know if you have any questions, if there's any way I can help you. Stacy, can you check the chat? Yep. Okay, you guys, what I'm seeing mostly is I still haven't received the family trees from several of you, and I still have not received some of the web quest for Dia de los Muertos. And there are some of you that have not turned in the practice on Los Parientes, the vocab practice almost, but that's 32 points. You guys, we only have, believe it or not, 2 weeks until progress reports come out. You don't want to get behind, right? A 32-point assignment is a lot. So you want to make sure you get those completed. Okay. Marilisa, I will. In a second. Yep. Kimura. Okay. Marilisa and Kimura, hang around 2 seconds and I will respond to you. And everyone else, you guys don't be late for your next one. Okay. And lunch. Right. All right. Adios. Marilisa, hang on. Kimura, hang on 2 seconds. And I will answer you. All right, Kimura, you're good. Marilisa?
I
Gracias.
submitted mine on accident and it told me I got it wrong, so I'm gonna redo it.
Oh, okay. Adios a todos. Nos vemos mañana, right? And sí, Marilisa, está bien, perfecto. Gracias. Gracias, nos vemos mañana. Nos vemos mañana. Good job.